All right, so we're diving deep today, and we're talking about assets that make the rich richer.
Mm-hmm.
We found this really cool video breakdown on YouTube from alex.com
Yeah.
that lists out 15 of them.
Mm-hmm.
But we're not just going to go through the list. We really want to dissect
Right.
how the wealthy view these assets
Exactly.
and why that matters for all of us, for you, the listener.
Absolutely. And I think what was really interesting to me in this video was how many things that people traditionally think of as assets
Mm-hmm.
that actually aren't.
Yeah,
And so this video is going to bust some of those myths wide open.
there were some real eye-openers, for sure.
Yeah.
So, okay, let's start with something seemingly simple.
Okay.
Cash. It earns interest, provides liquidity. Seems like a no-brainer, right?
Yeah. On the surface, yes.
Yeah.
But consider this. Why would Apple,
Mm-hmm.
a company that is swimming in profits,
Right.
sit on over $150 billion in cash?
Wow.
It's not just about earning a little bit of interest. It's about having the flexibility to seize the right opportunity when it arises.
Okay.
Acquisitions, strategic investments, cash gives you that power.
So it's not just about having the cash. It's what that cash allows you to do
Exactly.
when the right moment comes along.
Yeah. And that's a lesson that's applicable to anybody.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, imagine a great property comes on the market
Right.
or a chance to invest in a friend's promising startup.
Mm-hmm.
If you're strapped for cash, you miss those opportunities.
You can't do anything.
Right.
Yeah. The video also mentioned peer-to-peer lending.
Yes.
Higher returns than a regular bank. But is it too risky?
Yeah, higher returns always come with higher risk.
Mm-hmm.
That's always the trade-off.
Right.
Peer-to-peer lending can net you 7%, even 20%,
Oh, yeah.
but you're essentially acting as the bank lending to individuals or businesses.
Oh.
So due diligence is crucial.
Yeah.
Don't get seduced by promises that sound too good to be true.
Rationality over hype.
Exactly.
Always good advice. Okay, let's talk about something more tangible.
Yeah.
Real estate. Rental income property. Appreciating in value, classic wealth building, right?
It certainly can be.
Yeah.
And there's so much variety.
Yeah.
Residential office buildings, commercial spaces, raw land.
Right.
Each has its own dynamics.
Yeah.
But here's where I think a lot of people get tripped up.
Okay.
The video really argues that your primary residence
Mm-hmm.
is not an asset.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
My house isn't an asset, but it's worth so much?
It might be worth a lot on paper,
Okay.
but is it generating income?
Well, no.
No, it's costing you money.
Well, yeah.
Mortgage payments, property
Mhm.
taxes, maintenance, insurance.
Yeah, all those things. All of those costs add up.
Right.
Unless you're renting out a portion or have a specific strategy,
Mm-hmm.
your home is really more of a liability than a wealth-building asset.
Wow. That's a huge mental shift.
Yeah.
I've always considered my house my biggest asset.
Right.
So how should we be thinking about real estate then? Well, if you're looking at real estate as an investment,
Okay.
focus on income-generating properties,
Okay.
rental properties,
Yeah.
commercial real estate,
Mm-hmm.
things that put money in your pocket,
Gotcha.
not drain it.
Right.
Of course, your home provides shelter
Right.
and it has, emotional value.
Yeah.
But it's important to be financially realistic
Okay.
about its role in your overall wealth.
Okay. Real estate myth busted.
Yeah.
Let's move on to the world of Wall Street.
Okay.
The video talks about bonds and stocks.
Mm-hmm.
Most people have at least heard of these.
Yes.
But can you break down what they actually are?
Yeah. So think of bonds as IOUs
Okay.
issued by governments or companies.
Okay.
You lend them money,
Yeah.
they promise to pay you back with interest.
Got it.
Generally considered safer than stocks
Okay.
because they're backed by these entities.
Mm-hmm.
But that lower risk also means lower potential return.
So bonds are more about preserving wealth,
Mm-hmm.
whereas stocks are about growing it.
That's a good way to put it, yeah.
Okay.
Stocks represent ownership in a company.
Okay.
You're buying a tiny piece of that business.
Mm-hmm.
The barrier to entry is low.
Okay.
You don't need to be a millionaire to get started.
Right.
And the potential upside is much higher than bonds.
Right.
But so is the risk.
Got higher risk, higher reward.
Exactly.
The video really emphasized index funds as the way to go with stocks. Why is that?
So instead of trying to pick individual winning stocks,
Mhm.
which is notoriously difficult,
Yeah.
index funds let you invest in a basket of companies that track a specific market index, like the S&P 500.
Okay.
So this diversification spreads your risk.
Okay.
And statistically, over the long term,
Mhm.
Index funds have outperformed most actively managed funds.
Really?
It's like betting on the entire market,
Oh.
rather than trying to time individual winners and losers.
So don't try to be smarter than the market.
Exactly.
Just ride the wave.
Ride the wave.
With a diversified index fund. Okay. And they even list some popular ones. Fidelity Vanguard, SPDR, iShares, Schwab. Plenty of options out there.
There's lots of options.
Definitely worth exploring
Yeah.
for anyone looking to dip their toes into the stock market. But what about assets beyond the financial world we're talking about?
Yeah.
Things that we might not traditionally think of as assets.
Absolutely. And so the video makes this crucial distinction between assets and liabilities.
Okay.
And the key question is, does it help you generate income?
Okay.
So a fancy car you just bought for fun?
Yeah.
That's a liability. It's costing you money.
Right.
But what about, say, a farmer's tractor?
Oh, yeah.
That tractor is an asset.
Okay.
It's a tool that helps the farmer produce crops, which generate income.
Okay.
So the same logic can apply to any equipment or tool that helps you earn money. It's about being honest with yourself.
Okay.
Is this purchase truly an asset,
Right.
or am I just justifying a liability?
Self-control and financial discipline, those are almost assets in themselves.
Absolutely, without them.
Yeah.
You can quickly erode any gains
Yeah.
you make from your actual assets.
Right.
It's easy to fall into the trap of thinking, oh, this new gadget will help me be more productive.
Oh, yeah.
But it's often just wishful thinking.
Yeah. The video also talks about patents and trademarks,
Yes.
intellectual property as a wealth-building tool.
This is where it gets really interesting.
Yeah.
A patent protects your inventions.
Yes.
Essentially giving you a monopoly on that idea
Okay.
for a certain period of time.
So if someone wants to use your invention, they have to pay you
Right.
for the right to do so.
Exactly.
Okay, and the video uses this great example.
Yeah.
The Slinky,
The slinky.
that simple coiled toy, has generated over $3 billion in revenue,
That's right.
all thanks to patent protection.
Incredible, isn't it?
$3 billion from a Slinky. That's incredible.
It is.
So patents are about protecting inventions.
Right.
Well, what about trademarks?
So trademarks protect your brand.
Yeah.
Symbols, words, or phrases.
Okay.
Think logos and slogans.
Okay.
And so the video shared this captivating story
Yeah.
about Michael Buffer,
Okay.
the boxing announcer.
Yeah.
He trademarked his iconic catchphrase, "Let's get ready to rumble."
Wait, you can trademark a phrase?
He did.
Wow.
And he's made over $400 million just from licensing that phrase
What?
for use in sporting events, commercials, you name it.
Wow.
Every time someone utters those words, he gets a cut.
That's the power of intellectual property in action.
Isn't it?
A simple phrase, properly protected, can generate enormous wealth.
It shows you the importance of thinking beyond tangible assets.
Okay.
You know, your ideas, your creativity, your brand.
Yeah.
These can be incredibly valuable assets if you know how to leverage and protect them.
And I'm guessing this is just the tip of the iceberg
Oh, yeah.
when it comes to intellectual property.
Absolutely.
There must be a whole world of strategies and
Oh, yeah.
legal complexities involved.
Entire industries built around it.
All right, so we've got cash, real estate stocks, patents, trademarks.
Yeah.
Are you starting to see how differently the wealthy think about assets?
It's not just about what you own.
Okay.
It's about understanding how to leverage and protect those assets
Okay.
to generate wealth.
Got it. And we're only halfway through this list.
That's right.
This is getting me really fired up.
Yeah, it's exciting stuff.
Stay tuned, listeners, because we're just getting started.
Absolutely.
Okay, so back into the world of wealth-building assets. Last we left off, we were talking about the surprising power of intellectual property.
Yes.
Patents, trademarks, it's more than just inventions and logos, right?
It's a whole way of thinking about value creation.
Okay.
And the video touches on how raw materials and commodities play into this too.
All right.
We're talking oil, gold, even vintage cars.
Yeah, they highlighted gold appreciating significantly over the past 15 years. And get this, art has outperformed the S&P 500 for the last 20.
Wow.
Who knew paintings could be such a solid investment?
That's right. It's about understanding market dynamic spotting, where value is likely to increase over time.
Okay.
It's the same principle behind investing in stocks, just applied to different assets.
Okay, then there's the whole digital realm.
Yes.
The video talked about books, songs, online courses, basically any information you can package and sell repeatedly.
Yeah, think about Psy's Gangnam Style.
Okay.
Over $10 million earned from that one song.
Wow.
Or Mariah Carey's All I Want for Christmas Is You,
Oh, yeah.
raking in $500,000 annually.
Seriously.
It's the beauty of creating something once and selling it infinitely online.
It's like building a money-making machine
That's right.
that works for you 24/7.
Exactly.
But it's not just about one-time sales, right? The video also went into royalties.
Yes, imagine you read a book
Mm-hmm.
and it gets turned into a hit TV show.
Okay.
Long after that show ends,
Right.
you're still earning royalties from syndication and reruns.
Oh.
It's a prime example of how a single creative work can generate multiple income streams over time.
That reminds me of George Lucas in Star Wars.
Yes.
He famously kept the licensing and merchandising rights, which made him billions.
Billions.
On top of the movies themselves.
Exactly. He understood the long-term value of his intellectual property.
Yeah.
Instead of a quick payout, he negotiated for a piece of the pie forever.
Smart move.
Hmm.
So we've got books, songs, royalties. Are we sensing a theme here?
Yeah, this is about more than just physical stuff.
Yeah.
It's about leveraging creativity and information.
Yeah, it's about recognizing the potential of intangible assets in a digital age.
Mm-hmm.
But it's not limited to the digital world, as the video talked about unique rights as a form of asset.
That's right.
They brought up the example of the Indian Gaming Regulatory Act in the U.S., which grants Native American tribes the rights to certain gambling activities.
Yes, so it's about leveraging a specific legal right or advantage that others don't have.
So it creates a unique opportunity for those who hold that right.
Yeah, and the video also pointed out how tax exemptions for churches and nonprofits are another form of unique, right?
Yeah.
It highlights how assets can be less about things and more about specific situations or legal frameworks.
It's about being aware of the less obvious ways that value can be created and captured.
Exactly.
What was that last asset? The video mentioned something about a first mover advantage.
That's right. It's about being the first to market with a new innovation or business model.
Okay, so think Apple and their App Store.
Yeah, they were the first to create a platform for mobile applications.
Right.
And that gave them a massive head start.
Or Netflix,
Yes.
shifting from DVDs by mail to pioneering the streaming service model.
Exactly. They were ahead of the curve, and it paid off big time.
And that first movement advantage can be incredibly powerful.
Especially in fast-moving industries.
Right. It's not just about having a good idea.
It's about having the foresight and the guts to execute on it before anyone else.
This ties back to that point about cash giving you the flexibility to seize opportunities.
Yeah.
You might have the brilliant idea, but without the resources to act quickly, someone else might beat you to it.
That's right. It's a combination of factors, vision, timing, resources, and execution.
Okay, so we've covered a lot of ground tangible assets, intangible assets, legal rights. It's almost overwhelming how many different avenues there are to build wealth.
It's about opening our minds to the possibilities and challenging our assumptions.
Yeah.
About what constitutes an asset.
Okay.
Remember that surprising takeaway we teased earlier?
Oh, yeah.
The thing that most people think is an asset but actually isn't?
Yeah, you've got me on the edge of my seat. Remind us, what was it? Okay, come on, spill the beans. What is this myth that we've all been buying into?
Well, remember how we talked about your primary residence not actually being an asset? That's the one.
Okay.
It might feel like your most valuable possession.
Yeah.
But unless you're strategically renting out a portion.
Right. It's consuming wealth rather than generating it.
That was a real mind bender for sure. It makes you rethink this whole concept of home ownership.
It's about being honest with ourselves about the financial reality, separate from the emotional attachment.
Right.
But even more important than just identifying assets is what to do with that knowledge.
Right.
The video wraps up with this really powerful call to action.
So we've got this whole list of assets now.
Yeah.
What's the next step? How do we actually start acquiring them?
The key is to focus on what resonates with you.
Okay.
What are your strengths, your interests, your skills? Which of these wealth-building avenues align with your personal goals and values?
Yeah. It's got to be something that you're excited about.
Exactly.
Not just trying to force yourself into something that doesn't fit.
And then the most important part.
Okay.
Take one concrete step today.
Okay.
It doesn't have to be huge.
Yeah.
Open a savings account. Research those index funds we talked about. Brainstorm a business idea. It's about proving to yourself you can take action.
Yeah, build that momentum.
Yeah, and little by little, those actions will add up.
Absolutely.
I love that the video really emphasizes starting an at W.
Yes.
Like no more waiting for the perfect time.
There's never a perfect time.
Right.
It's about taking control, making those conscious choices that move you toward your goals.
So we've gone through all these different assets from the tangible to the totally unexpected, but beyond the specific examples, what's the core mindset shift here?
It's about realizing that wealth building isn't just for a select few.
Right.
It's about understanding how money works,
Okay.
making informed decisions, and being proactive.
It's almost like this video gave us a new language to think about wealth. You know, we're not just inheriting it or stumbling into it.
Right.
We're actively creating it.
Exactly. And remember that concept of money-time arbitrage from earlier?
Oh, yeah. That was about using your time like a business would, right?
More than that, it's about understanding that your time is an asset.
Okay.
You can use it to generate income, then use that income to buy other people's time, freeing you up to focus on higher value activities.
So it's not just working hard, it's working smart.
Exactly.
Building systems, delegating tasks, almost like you're building this wealth-generating machine.
That's the idea, and that machine can take many forms.
Right.
A business investments, even a side hustle that leverages your unique skills.
This has been a seriously insightful deep dive.
It has.
I feel like I've gained a whole new toolkit for thinking about wealth creation.
That's great.
It's not just about luck.
Right?
It's about strategy and action.
Couldn't agree more.
And it's a journey, not a destination.
Absolutely.
There will be challenges, setbacks, course corrections along the way.
It's part of the process.
But